Here's the thing. These aren't made of metal like you're used to where you can manhandle them. No, this is cardboard crack. You got to be very gentle with your cardboard crack. Okay?
Okie doke.
You're listening to the Funkatronic Rex podcast, where a few self-proclaimed piratical nerds running a friendly local game store discuss the board, card, and tabletop gaming community they love and serve. We tend to be the goofy, gregarious, and non-grindy gaming geeks of the community. Welcome. Well, here we are. We are back. Thank you, folks, for listening to us. This is the Funkatronic Rex podcast at Funkatronic Rex. My name is Court. For those of you who do not know, I am an employee here, as Micheal would say, minimizing, but I run all of our events and outreach and stuff and try and make the environment more funkadelic, if you will. So to my left, the best employee we have, there it is.
Hello, my name is Micheal.
Snaps.
I'm an employee here.
That's it.
What do you do, Micheal?
I sell you things.
There it is. There it is. Good. Michael's in the house. Awesome. Passing it off to my right.
I got a pocket full of sand. I'm Mike. Sandblaster.
Sandblaster.
I'm really more excited, though. Today we have very special guest. My dad is here.
Woo!
Hey.
Jaime in the house.
How you guys doing?
It's great to see you.
Fantastic.
Good to see you too.
Welcome.
You guys looking good.
Oh.
Thank you. You as well.
I mean, we let the hair do all the work in that department.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
yeah.
Just got to let it grow again. Tell Margie to stop cutting it.
Yes.
Let it go out.
Jaime, this is an honor, truly, for us to have you here. We've hung out a few times at different shindigs and stuff, and we are so thankful that you are here, giving up your time freely. I don't know what Mike promised you, but we probably won't live up to that expectation.
He owe me
A beer.
a beer.
I owe him a beer.
Yes.
Good.
No, I'm glad to be here. I mean, I'd like to know, inform what he's doing. Mm-hmm. That sometimes I don't understand because I'm a nerd when it comes to this.
He's just an OG nerd.
Yes.
Nerd, yeah.
Like mechanics have advanced beyond
Yes.
where we started.
Yeah.
It's too much reading in those little lines in the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. So with that, then, we're just going to kind of jump right into your intro here. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're here? Because we've talked a little bit about you wanting to understand more, possibly, about what Funkatronic Rex is as far as the games go. Because for those of you guys who don't know, Jaime's not super hip to the games themselves. Although this man, if you're seeing him right now, I'll tell you this.
He's a gamer. He's definitely a gamer.
Super hip as well.
Oh yeah, no, Jaime's got style for days.
Yeah.
But it's more just I think gaming took a huge jump.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
While we were I was living out of town.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to hey, we're gonna keep playing and you're gonna grow with the mechanics. He had a good 15-year break from gaming.
Oh, okay.
Where
We used to fight.
we'll get into that. But, no, he's an OG board gamer.
Oh,
Sweet.
man,
Okay.
we
Sweet.
used to get into some good ones.
I don't
Yeah.
think he ever. You don't have any miniature gaming experience, correct? You've never
No,
played with
no.
the little toys and painted them up and
No,
all
no,
that. You've played some card games.
Yes.
Monopoly.
Monopoly, we broke a few.
The count is at least 5. At least 5 Monopoly
You
boards.
think that you won?
Casualties.
Before we stopped buying
gone.
Monopoly, it's just you know what? Let's try categories because Monopoly was a point of contention in our household.
No.
But it made sense. Monopolies makes sense because a little segue. We both understand retail and
Yes.
the world of retail that we've been in is wheeling and dealing and making deals, and Monopoly was a great primer for that.
I've been making deals since I was 10.
Yeah.
I've been working. I was my father and mother, they had a little record store. That's what I did, sell music.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. What, like a decade, right?
Huh?
You were there for like a decade, slinging records.
From elementary school to high school. We went to private school. and we pay the education with records.
Slinging wax.
You know, I just said, you want, I want to go to school over here, but to the principal, I said, the owner of the school, I said, you want music for your kids, okay?
Here you go.
I want to go to school, so we all did, and my brother, even my nephews went to school that way. And I needed a pair of shoes. Somebody was selling shoes. I said, hey, I need those pair of shoes. I sell it, exchange.
Yeah.
I never was money, just exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Went
Wheeling
to the
and dealing.
supermarket.
I got the new single. I got the new single.
Yes,
How
yeah.
much for those kicks?
Yeah.
I love it. Now, for a little context, though, this wasn't here in the States.
Okay.
No, it's always over there. You know,
Over
in
there?
Colombia.
Where's over there?
In Colombia, South
Colombia.
America, Cartagena.
Yeah.
The thing is that my father was a musician. And he became famous and he had a bunch of music. So that's how we got into the music. And
So Mike owes all of his musical taste and his musical upbringing to you, which you owe to your dad.
Yes.
then. Or
So-
wait,
hold, please.
Uh-oh.
Inner ear, yes. Music in my genes, yes. Musical taste, we are worlds
Oh.
apart.
Yeah, but there's some influence that from one leads to the other in different circles.
I'd say like I've got a musical ear because of genetics in the
Yeah.
family. We are worlds apart
Okay.
musically. Like my taste was informed very differently. I grew up in a different country
Yeah.
in the 80s when radio was rad. He grew up, you know, in another place listening to a whole other style of music.
Sure.
cumbia, porro, mambo,
Yeah.
salsa.
Like I can appreciate
Sure.
Latin music, but I couldn't tell you the difference between those different styles of music. It's like Latin music's Latin music to me. Whereas, you know, we can speak for hours about like the variations of 80s pop music.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he could do the same thing for anything Latin.
In the South American music. Yes, you know, it's fun. And very proud that his grandfather instrument that he played is in the museum in here. In the,
At the MIM?
Yeah.
The MIM.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, his bass
MIM
is
is
at-
the Musical Instrument Museum, for those listeners who do not know. Wow.
So that's how, you know.
That's fantastic. Wow, I'm completely educated on this now. I had no idea.
Yeah, my dad's rad.
I know. Here's the thing. He just kind of comes in and I see him every now and then in the shop or at a shindig or something, and I'm like, it's Jaime.
He walks
Dude, he's
in,
a celebrity.
He splashes some style on the
Yes.
place. Okay? He brings a little rizz to the table,
Yes.
and then he's like, Mike, drop him out.
Later.
You know, he's got
Yeah.
shit to do.
Yeah. Well, now he's cracking packs of Lorcana.
So he just blessed this box.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm telling you, enchanted in this box.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, it's because Michael looked at it first. Okay?
Ooh.
So
Well, as long as Alex
This is
didn't touch the
pack.
box,
This
I
is the
think we're
pack.
okay.
This is the pack.
Okay. Well, you guys crack that stuff, and then we're gonna get back to Jaime and in all the fun questions that we've got going on. But while these guys are cracking packs, we're gonna talk a little bit about the news and upcoming that we have here at Funkatronic Rex Games and More. So,
Not
One-
with your teeth. What if there's a $300 card in
And
there?
I'm just going to go record.
And when you rip that $300 card, I'm going to make you buy me two more
Okay,
boxes.
give me a scissor
You don't
then.
need scissors. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
oh, here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go. Lesson right here. How to open a pack.
Okay. You need some
Yeah.
fingernails. You got fingernails. Oh, look.
Okay.
And then you get in there and look.
There it is.
Okay. I didn't screw anything up. You got to be gentle. $300 card coming.
For those of you guys who don't know, we do have a Patreon. We have a Patreon page that has two different levels or two different tiers if you guys wish to support the funk, which we would greatly appreciate. First one is called Funkatronic Family. It's a $15 a month donation. And at the end of a year, so you donate, you support us for a year, we're going to send you guys a care package full of games, cards, fun little things, surprises, stickers, merch. Really cool stuff that we're going to send you guys at the end of the year. Now, we also have tier 2, which
$1 billion.
is $1 billion. $1 billion.
$1 billion.
You give us $1 billion, you know what you get?
Store. It's
The
yours.
store. It's yours. Now, here's the caveat. Patreon doesn't support anything over, I think, 10 grand.
Oh.
So we'll just do installments, or you know what? You call up Mike and we'll figure out some Swiss bank account thing or something.
Oh, yeah. We'll make it work.
Yep. $1 billion. The store is yours. There you go. So we want to thank all of our patrons on Patreon that do support us. Thank you guys so much. We also want to thank all of our listeners as well. Today, as of today, We have hit 700 downloads.
Yeah, let's go.
That's good.
2 months. Whoop. 700 downloads, 5 episodes. This is episode 6, if we're counting. But that is phenomenal. Thank you guys so much for listening to us ramble on about nerdy shit. We're so thankful. As far as the news goes, speaking of Lorcana, the new set,
guys.
What is it?
Ursula's Return. And
Where did she go?
I think it was in the second movie. Her sister came and did some shenanigans before we go back in time for the third movie. I'm not sure. You're my Little Mermaid expert.
Yeah, but see, now I have to do the thing where you go like, look, man, I'm not watching Disney movies. I watch
Look, I'm just sorting Lorcana cards because they're worth it. I'm going to pull a $300 card and be happy.
The other day,
Which one is that? Which one is the
If you pull a $300 card, it'll be obvious because, like, these all have one style, and then this other card will be like, wow!
Mega
like,
shiny.
Shiny, beautiful, and it'll always be in that slot. It'll always be the second to last card right there. You'll know if you hit one, and when you hit one, you just say, okay, Mike, you owe me 5 beers.
It's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yeah. And then,
This is almost
That's shiny, but that's not Superfly. It's going to be Superfly. You'll know.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And why only 5 beer? I need a 6-pack.
Okay, you can have a 6. Well, because I was going to take one, but
okay.
that's fine. That's fine.
So the new Lorcana set's out.
It's
out. Ursula's Return, which when we started opening this stuff, the day it came out, Alex walks over to the TV and puts on The Little Mermaid. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I'm near tears.
Yeah?
Almost start crying because it's like the greatest Disney movie ever. Don't look at that me way, Mike. Don't look at me that way, Michael. It's so good. And it's funny because we had subtitles on, and the first subtitle that comes up is parentheses, cries. And I was like, yes, you're absolutely right. You know me. Oh, it's so funny. So Lorcana, new set, Ursula's Return. It's cool. We've had a bunch of people jump in on it, and it seems cool.
It's an interesting set because they're doing the same thing as Magic. Green is getting all the heat, and green is going to be the power color, but there's still splashes of really good heat for everything else. Like,
sweet.
Yeah, it's a good set.
Well, and it's got Ariel on the cover and Ursula, who
Ariel
was
and Ursula as the poster
terrified
children.
me. Ursula, I was so afraid she was under my bed when I was a kid.
You wish.
Yeah, man, that's like my number one fear. Next thing we got going on is June 1st, Lord of the Rings Day. We are trying to do this once a month now. Because
is this going to be like the big campaign again where you have multiple tables?
Multiple tables. I think we're going to do a potluck. We might do some trivia. It keeps growing.
Vegan lambus bread.
Vegan lambus bread. There it is. And I got a couple really rad folks that came into the store the other day, John and Emerson. Big shout out to them. They came in, and John had played, I think, once or twice before, but he was like, hey, I really want to try this out. And I said, let's do it. We only had half an hour left before the shop closed. We knocked out a full quest. They won, and they bought in. They were so excited.
Nice.
And then 2 days later, he came back. He said, I'm going to need the next expansion because we finished the course set.
This is our friend Teacher John, yeah?
Yeah, Teacher John. Yeah.
This is one of... Michael, you took a class from him, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it was 3 classes total.
Oh, you took 3 classes from him. Yeah.
This is connecting so many dots for me now.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, JD.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool people.
Awesome,
Run the shop
dude.
for a while.
Yeah. Okay, that makes way more sense. But yeah, he finished the core set of Lord of the Rings, the LCG, in a day and a half, which is amazing.
Crushing it, man.
They are into it. We're going to try and go once a month. We're going to be doing a Lord of the Rings event for the LCG, the living card game, just because it's growing fast. It's fantastic.
I wish everybody could see Jaime just ripping through packs at this amazing pace, but he doesn't know what he's looking for at all.
Right.
So, he's not getting any of the dopamine hits that we would.
I'm just going. I'm
this
happy that I can open this thing.
He's got look at that
do you got?
foil yen seed. Let's go. That's a hit, Jaime.
But the set is still so new. Do you know what you're looking for?
Gently. I know what I'm looking
do?
for just
Okay.
for my own couple decks.
Oh, okay.
And I already got the pieces for Mina's decks.
Yeah.
I think that
dude,
is another one like that.
Her princess deck is going to be hot fire, man. She's got all the princesses doing
yeah.
all the singing. And then purple, still the best color.
Purple's cool.
Purple's
I have
rad.
one deck and I am undefeated. Just gonna say right now.
One game, yeah.
2.
Oh, 2 games now. Okay. How many people in these games?
It was 1v1.
Okay.
I've not played multiplayer yet. Oh man.
Also, the new set has, if you can get your hands on it, super limited, gonna be a premium anywhere, just by the nature of how this game has been printing. But there's I don't know what it was called. Was it the Treasure Trove bundle, the one with the Ursula?
No, there's the Quest one.
The Quest one is cool because it introduces a new game mode. It's a cooperative game mode with like an Arch Enemy style deck.
What?
So it comes with 2 pre-made decks that you play, and the decks have alt art of like hot cards in the set. And then it comes with a 3rd deck that plays as like an Arch Enemy deck. So it's you playing cooperative against
the game.
Ursula.
I want to do that.
I haven't cracked ours yet, but it looks rad. Maria bought one. She was unboxing it. I was like, this is cool. And the different artwork looks rad and just makes it more, a little bit more bling for your deck.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's an alternate, like a cooperative mode, to me is really exciting. Again, Ravensburger, could you make more of a good thing? Because you keep putting out more product, but we were promised reprints on the first, second, third set. We're waiting on them.
Yep.
So the game is great, but you gotta sell us more packs so that we can sell them to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Packs to the people. Speaking of the people, we had a fantastic Learn to Play 40K yesterday.
Hey, look at that.
What do you got?
He pulled a Diablo. Didn't even realize. That's the card of the set. That's a
Sweet.
$40 card.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, let's go.
So we had a 40K Learn to Play yesterday, which was phenomenal.
That was great. You had like 6 people.
6 people. We had like brand new folks. I had a PowerPoint presentation with slides and everything.
Come prepared.
It was good. And so we've got all these new folks that are going to jump into the hobby and jump in as well to the campaign. Our campaign, I believe, as once this airs, it will have kicked off already. The Whispers from the Deep Warhammer 40K campaign. But I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
I heard
Very
some
excited.
of your designs, like some of your plannings for designs for how the campaign's going to go. No spoilers. I liked them.
Yeah, I'll say this a little bit. If you're at the top of this campaign, you're getting punished a little bit.
Earthquakes happen.
Yeah, stuff happens. So we'll keep it real, and we don't want to get too grindy on this. We want it to be fun and narrative play. So, and we've got a lot of new players, like I mentioned before. So it's going to be fantastic.
Hey, look at that. Another hit. I got Mulan. She's like $30 herself because she's real playable.
This set is hot.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Cool.
It's a good box so far. No enchanted, but a good box.
So we move into.
Hey.
Oh, what do you got?
Hey.
Oh,
Boat snack.
I thought this was like a hey, what do I get here? Like, oh, just hey.
It's hey.
Okay, hey. Cool. So we're going to move into hobby highlights now. Jaime, we're going to talk a little bit about what we've got going on in
Go
the
ahead.
hobby itself. Last time, Mike shared that he's got power tools that he's been playing with at the house. That's his hobby highlight from
Yes.
the last time. But we're just going to, Michael, I'm going to kick it off with you a little bit. What do you got going on in your world of hobbying?
So this is kind of ties in with Mike, but I'm sure he'll explain it better. But we built a gate.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah?
Gate.
It looked good. It was a good, it's a quality, that's a gate
Like
from
from
scratch.
scratch?
Yeah, from scratch. We
Wow.
built a gate. Good
Okay.
look. You know what? I will text you a picture.
Please.
So that you can attach it.
Yep. The show notes.
So that everybody can see the
Mike
gate
and Michael's gate.
that we hobby highlighted.
Sweet. Did you guys paint it and everything?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay.
That's too
It's-
much.
Look,
Oh.
it's sand colored. It's not gray. But, but no, painting is for somebody else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah, that
That's
was very
cool, man.
exciting. You know, it's the hobbying that's not hard to see. You know,
Sure.
right? It's cool. No, we got big wooden planks
That's
and
terrain, man.
drills and stuff
Ah,
like that.
there you
Boom.
go.
Yeah.
It's real life terrain.
Yeah. Had you done something like that before?
No,
No.
no.
Mike, have you?
I have. I built a small gate at my dad's house. Last year?
Yes.
2 years ago, and then I've built another back gate to my house. Same time, right around the same time, 2 years ago, Michael sanded that one so that we can paint it because I never painted it after building it, so it's had 2 years of sun damage.
Man.
Good job.
Yep.
Finish your projects.
That's the classic hobby. Build it, but don't
Build
paint
it, but I'll get around to
finish.
finishing it. But Michael's gonna come out with a whole like construction degree. I don't know, man. Getting him a new career.
Boom.
Cool. Speaking of painting, I'm wrapping up or finished now, I think, at this point. Kasner's terrain that he gave me.
Ooh.
He printed out some really cool turrets, which were really sweet. And I'll give a shout out to Griffin because Griffin's color scheme that he was painting on his Custodes really inspired me to do something with Kasner's terrain. So I asked Griffin, he gave me the recipe, which was really cool. So big shout out to Griffin, tribute to him on my paint scheme for Kasner's terrain. Worked out really well. Looks rad, very cool.
What colors are like?
So
give me something.
he's got he uses one of my favorite colors, which is a contrast Griffhound orange,
Okay.
but he does it over lead belcher. So it's
Okay.
not over like a white or gray. He's using it over metallic, so it almost looks like
little
weirdly
sheen.
coppery.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And I did some weathering, some chipping on it, so it looks battle damaged. It's nice, but yeah, it was good. I'm excited to maybe do a little bit more. We'll see, Kasner. Just don't throw a tub at me or two of terrain. Finishing that up, I've been organizing magic. I've got 2 of the big like 5 rows going through all my bulk. Just everything, organizing as much as I can, getting rid of rares and things that I didn't. I've been finding cards in random places, like, oh, that's in my hall closet. I have a whole single long box with random stuff. All right, cool.
Cut the chaff.
Jaime, what are you doing? You got any hobbies going on? What's in your world?
Jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah. Tell us more about that.
Yeah.
That's all what I do. I just get up and dream and eat and share jewelry.
I love it.
That's what I do. I've been doing it for 50-some years.
50 years.
But everything has changed. The industry has changed because of the internet. When you are in the business downtown, and all those buildings are basically empty because the lawyers, they used to have 3-4 secretaries to take care of 15 lawyers. They don't have to come back to work every day, so they go to work maybe twice a week. The rest is by computer. So you don't see them going every day. The lawyers don't spend that much money. You see them once a year, and that's it.
Right. Holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The secretaries and the paralegal, they have 2 and 4 boyfriends, and they get mad with one. They send them to me to buy a piece of But they are not coming to work. Now I'm going like, oh, shit. They have to kick them back to, but no, they don't want to come back. Even the city is having problem filling up the jobs over there.
This is an interesting side effect or like long-term effect of pandemic that's been very different for our industries. We are both brick and mortar small business owners. My dad's got a jewelry store downtown, brick and mortar. I've got a game store, brick and mortar. Everybody had to close April of 2020. By law, the state said, you're closed. How do you make rent? How do you sell things? You're in retail and you can't invite. Like, that was a really strange, terrifying situation for everybody. But then when the world started to slowly eke open again, it wasn't immediate. And we're still coming back to work, if you will. And a lot of industries, like you're saying, downtown lawyers, like the legal industry, like professionals, anybody I think that works in a downtown sector of any major city got put into some kind of work from home situation. So what I was getting to though is whereas your business was affected on the tip that you really need to see people in store to show them what you're selling them. You can't sell a $1,000 piece of jewelry easily.
Yeah, you need to be up close with
I want to see it. I want to have this in my hands. I want to feel the weight to know that this is real gold. I personally would not trust the internet to buy jewelry unless I really knew what I was doing.
Sure.
I don't. So I would go to a jeweler.
Even me, to buy in the internet to another vendor,
it's got to be sketchy, right?
I said, no, let me just send it to me in consignment. Let me see where it is. And if I like it, I buy it. If not, I send it back. Just,
Sure.
It's not the same as it used to.
I think
much less personal. It's impersonal now.
Our industries, just by chance, had a very different, like the not an approach, but like just the end result was different. Just because we're in this niche industry where you're stuck at home, you got some free government money, and now you're working from home, so you have more time at home. Everybody did a lot of nesting, and in nesting and being stuck at home, they realized, oh, games are fun. And I know for our store, and I would imagine for lots of other stores, pandemic for specifically for the tabletop gaming industry was kind of good. Yeah. And I feel bad saying that because so many industries suffered. But for ours specifically, we had a bit of a growth charge because we were the right thing for when people were stuck at home.
Yeah. You couldn't go to these movies. You
couldn't do baseball games. Like sports were doing, like, here's the playoffs with nobody in the stands. It was weird. So we benefited from it. And then once the world started opening, we got this kind of like renaissance of like new players mixed with people happy to return to tables. And I feel like other industries like yours haven't necessarily felt the same, like, hey, the world's open again.
Resurgence.
Resurgence, thank you.
It won't come back. It just, it's just going to fizzle down. It might be. But in my case, after being 50, 60 years in the business, to keep going at it, I'm going like, oh, I'm getting too old for this. I don't have to.
Danny Glover in the house.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
I just want to go on vacation.
That's fair. You've earned it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm going, in August, I'm going for the month.
Let's go.
You're in charge.
All right.
Oh, God.
Pool party.
All right. Yes.
If Michael pees in the pool, it's not my fault.
No, I know it's going to be blue.
Awesome. Mike, what do you got going? I'm gonna throw something at you though. Like, I feel like your hobby might be emphasized by the nerd in you coming out rewatching Battlestar Galactica.
Dude, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I was thinking that.
I just binge watched all of Battlestar for like the 6th time in less than a week. All of it. I fell asleep to a few episodes, but it didn't matter because I've seen this 5 times before. I know everything, but I hadn't seen it in like 3-4 years. So it was really satisfying seeing my favorite show play out again. I just got to the finale yesterday, and then I went back and watched the finale like 3 times because the gunfight in the second to last episode, straight heat. So I rewatched Battlestar. That's a good call, but I got a couple ones this time.
What do you got?
I just wheeled and dealed. My hobby highlights are just like, I've been wheeling and dealing, like similar to you, clearing out the closet. I've got too much stuff, not enough time. I've been sitting on an orc army.
Oh, yeah.
With great ideas and great intentions for this orc army for like 2 years. Since Beast Snaggers came out, I started building this orc army. And real quickly into building this orc army, I realized I really like the concept and the theme of my army. But I cannot stand a horde army on the table. I do not want to push that many models around. I don't want to, like, I'm used to 7 big, nasty knights on the table, 2,000 points. This was like 150 models, and I think I still needed some for points. I don't want to do that. So I've been slowly but surely trying to wheel and deal my army away from me. Today, Dean, thank you very much. I think we both had a good win-win moment.
Oops, that was... a note. I was trying to give him the...
Dean, for real. I really appreciate that we found some good lemonade. Yeah. Dean had a hot stack. It was like 50 cards, 60 cards. Full art. What were the unlands? The Unfinity, full art, foil, like shocklands. Woo! They're like $20, $30 a pop. Those were hot. He had some good stuff in there. He had a stack of $400 of cards. I had 5 orc things in different modes of paint. They had all been assembled, but different modes of paint. We came to a good, like, I offered him something. He was like, yeah, that seems good. Same day, today, he was already playing the models on the table, and I've already started putting the cards into decks. I love it. I love making lemonade. I like the notion of recycling. That's one of my favorite things about this industry. If you play in this industry correctly, if you play in game stores, you never need to re-up as much as you think you need to if you're willing to get rid of things that you are no longer finding the time to play with. You can only play so much Magic in a week. I had 16 decks at one point before I finally realized I can't play all these decks. Let's start throwing them in the case.
Yeah.
Case decks are now one of our big sellers. Like, there's a popular item that we sell that not a lot of stores are doing. So it's nice when you can just, hey, here's this thing. I want to recycle it. Guys, please keep this in mind. Bring your old games in. You might not think it has value. Somebody does. We sling a lot of stuff on eBay now. We want to wheel and deal. You will be helping us. We will be helping you. That helps us churn on eBay. I like recycling. The world likes recycling. Like, please bring in your old gaming. Let's wheel and deal. So I made that one today.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I hit up my buddy Russell again because Russ likes to paint.
He's the man.
And I love handing big projects that I'm sick of to somebody else. I had 2 bins. Jaime, see this Orktown box? 2 of those full of terrain. And then another box, like this size, full of terrain. I sent this guy with 3 bins of terrain, gave him a really, not like a vague idea, but like, look, they've been painted to different quality. I need them unified. I need to be able to just grab any of this and all of it feels like it belongs on the same table. It doesn't right now. The dude gets it. He's like, Mike, I got you. You know, sure. Like, I know I don't have to over-explain things to him. I was like, Russ, deal with this for me. It's not like a super rush job, but like, I know you'll make it look good. If you've been in the store, if you've seen Orktown or this Frontier, I don't know what this...
It's a Necromunda
terrain.
It looks like a prison.
Yeah. He painted both of these. They look gorgeous.
Great instincts when it comes to terrain or just painting in general. Like he knows how to do it.
Yeah. So I sent him off today with 3 bins. I can't wait to see the end result. So yeah, wheel and deal.
Yeah.
My hobby highlight again, it's just been like, let me have other people do the work for me so I can come back and play games.
Yeah.
It's nice cheating.
That's the way to do it.
Right?
You know? If I can delegate some job, why not?
Right?
Somebody can do it, and then I do some of the more important jobs.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, and Russell loves doing that. He's always got cool projects going, so
it's
he
a
likes
win-win.
taking those on. Yeah. One of the store highlights, I'll say, I think we might even, this is becoming a recurring thing, and we might turn this into a segment, but I had a lady come in last night. I'm not, she's new to the shop, new to the state, so I don't want to shout her out totally yet and just scare her off with our nerddom, but she came in and she was looking at D&D stuff and then started looking at Age of Sigmar, and I just walked over, she's like, hey, can I help you find anything? You're looking for something specific? And she goes, which is one of my favorite sentences, I think I want to get into Warhammer.
Let's go.
Like, what? Oh, so cool. And so we did the thing. Like, do you want to play fantasy AOS? Do you want to play, sci-fi grimdark? And after 30 minutes flipping through rulebook, looking at painted projects, looking at, the art and the lore, she walked out with a Night Haunt Vanguard box,
nice.
Paints ready to go, clippers, glue, and it was so cool, so rewarding. Just another person excited to jump into this hobby, brand new, and just the excitement that I get being an employee here, just an employee, as Michael says.
Nothing more.
Yeah, nothing more. The excitement I get having somebody come in, unsure, possibly a little nervous, new environment, a new store, not really knowing anybody, but kind of putting their faith in us saying, I want to get into this. Can you help me? Yes.
At the same time, you're putting the image that I want to be your friend. I want you to make you a customer over here.
Yeah.
Not for your money, just for the friendship.
No, it's the community.
And elaborate some friendship that is benefit for everybody.
Yeah.
The best thing that I said to the guys, the customers over there, I said, hey, I'm not interested in selling you something, making a commission, and I don't care if you come back. No. For me, I want you to come back.
Absolutely.
For anniversary,
Yep.
birthday, this and that. You remember me and say, hey, Jaime's there. Let's go and see him. Instead of making a commission, and he said, I don't care if he doesn't come back.
Right. Well, that's what we want to build here.
Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head is the returning customer
service,
that becomes community. and people come back because they know that we have the community here.
And they trust you,
Yeah. That's a good point, too.
It's
the trust of not just like, hey, I'll sell you this really fancy big model for $200, but hey, is this something that you want to play?
Do you gonna need it right now? You might need it later, but right now start with something a little bit simple.
Yeah.
And then you go to the 200 later.
Yeah. Then I think that's a good point. And so I'm very proud and very excited to have more new players coming in.
Sorry, I just random side note because I'm still sorting Lorcana cards. Somebody showed me something really funny. This Scuttle has an equivalent in Magic, like verbatim, word for word. The only verbiage change is they call it an item instead of an artifact.
What is it?
I don't remember this. Somebody showed me the Magic card. It's a 3-drop or a 2-drop bird. So the thing had flying, and this would have evasive. It doesn't have that. But the ability of what it does, when you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal an artifact, is what the Magic card says. Over here it says you may reveal an item card, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. It is legitimately the same as a Magic card. So like
a little nod, you think, or what?
A little shortcut. Possibly like, oh, look, I'm designing a game. I'll steal some Magic cards and say I designed a game by changing a word.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's still a great game.
Yeah.
But
Magic's covered so much too. At some point, you're gonna hit something that's already been done.
There's only so many notes.
But it is a bird.
It's a bird. And that's where it's like it could be a nod.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think it's some kind of albatross. I think it's some,
then that's totally a nod.
So yeah, but again, it's still to me, okay, cheeky, but lazy.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Just funny.
So we're going to move into store lore. Haven't hit this in a little while, and I want to talk about something that is in the game store, is not related to gaming whatsoever, but requires a lot of attention and receives a lot of attention, a lot of positive attention. And this is the Funkatronic Rex fish tank, which there's got to be some weirdness to this. Why do we have a fish tank in the store? Everybody comes to look at it. There's 2 loaches in there.
Dojo loaches.
Yeah. Mike, take it a little bit. Tell me why we've got a fish tank in the store, because people love it.
I'm a giant weirdo.
Yes.
And I get bored, and pandemic happened. And when pandemic happened and I was stuck at home bored, whereas lots of people were nesting and finding these new hobbies of games, well, I already know about all this stuff, and that's not different for me. Mm-hmm. But I grew up with fish tanks.
Okay.
My dad had a fish tank in our house growing up.
Yeah.
And I grew up always like, God, fish are such dumb pets. They don't do anything. They're so stupid. And they just require maintenance. This is dumb. I don't like it. For whatever reason, I got a wild hair during pandemic. I need a living creature in my house. This was pre-dog, right? I got the fish before the dog. I was lonely, guys. I'm bored and I'm lonely and I needed something. So I got a fish tank. I started with a little 20-gallon fish tank, and I was really proud of myself because when I grew up, we had fake plants and like all the little fake plastic nonsense at the bottom of the tank. I decided, no, aquatic plants, real plants, they help with the ecosystem. It'll make it prettier, all the above. Let's go. I'm going for it. And in my first month, I had amazing success. My tank was beautiful. My plants were growing and healthy. Oh my gosh, I'm a fish farmer. They're having babies. Let's go. I was so proud of myself, right? So sure enough, I decide I need another fish tank. This went on for like 4 months. And we got that one from Kasner, no?
Oh, really?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Kasner at the time, another friend of the shop, Kasner was working at a wildlife, like an amphibian sanctuary. Does that sound close?
I think he does reptile stuff, which
reptiles.
Not.
It was a reptile sanctuary, but he tells me one day, oh, if you're into fish, we got a grip of tanks just looking for, I was like, sure, bring me a tank. He comes in with a 50-gal. I'm like, ooh, that's a little too big for my house. But I got enough fish, and I'm a fish farmer, baby. Let's go. So I decided I'm going to put a fish tank in the shop because I'm bored and I'm weird. And so I got a fish tank in the shop, and I feel like the first 3 months, it was really happy, really healthy. Nothing was wrong. Everything was like, oh, this is copacetic. Maybe not even 3 months. I think I got like a month and a half, 2 months in. And then somebody offered me guppies.
Which I think was Kazner.
It might have been Kazner. I don't know.
Wait, what was in the pre-guppies?
Before the guppies, I had just like a nice little assortment of things that don't propagate very quickly. So I had some balloon belly mollies. I had some coolie loaches. I had a couple plecostomus.
Oh, those are so
And I had
cool.
a couple other like plecostomus cousin things, like bottom feeders. But then somebody offered me guppies. And I'm like, free fish, let's go. Nobody told me that
not a friend of yours.
my fish farming would go bananas upon throwing guppies in there. Guppies have a reproductive cycle of like 23 days. If anybody needs fish, I got you. I got you for like, and so yeah, since then somebody else gave us fish. We had a big one in there, Jaws. A big stripy, it was some kind of tetra. It was, I don't remember what kind of tetra, but we had a fish that was bigger than the rest. He died.
Yeah.
We had 2 of those blue dwarf gouramis.
Yep.
They died. Again, overpopulation because, some of that. Too much ammonia from fish pee and fish poop.
Yep.
And then I decided, I need something that's going to eat some of these guppies. And I went back and I went to the fish store and I got something that was supposed to eat the guppies.
Oh, that was Jaws. That was the
that was
Tetra.
Jaws?
No, Jaws was somebody gave me Jaws.
Oh,
I went back and got a different something similar to Jaws. And it didn't do a damn thing.
Nope.
Like, you're not controlling any kind of population.
He's falling in love with you.
For real. But I did at that same time buy 2 fish that have become the store favorites. Flotsam and Jetsam are 2 big, like they're probably like 6 inches long, dojo loaches. They look like Ursula's eels, so I named them Flotsam and Jetsam, and they're rad fish. They have a catfish like doodly bop. Like, they look like a mole. Those little deedly bops on their face, and they have this. They act like a humu humu nuku nuku apua.
What?
A humu humu nuku nuku apua is the state fish of Hawaii.
Boom, there you
Michael,
go.
is this real?
Yes.
Humu humu nuku nuku apua
Yeah.
is the name of the state fish of Hawaii.
Okay.
Where they have this dislocating jaw thing.
What?
Where they dislocate their jaw and then they like vacuum up their food. Like, so you go to like these nice, beautiful Hawaiian like lagoons, and they'll like somebody on the beach is selling you fish food, and you get these little pellets. You wade into the water and you just put your hand out, and these things come up, and they eat right out of your hand, and they're friendly as hell, and it's like humu humu nuku nuku apua.
What?
My dojo loaches do a similar thing where they'll kind of like come right up to you and
You just put your finger in the tank.
and they want to check you out.
Yeah.
They're very satisfying fish.
They're cool.
No, the fish tank is a calming
Yes.
effect.
Yes, it is.
You start looking at one, and all of a sudden you just get fascinated looking at this stupid fish again.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you got the filters with the water going. So you
The
get
water
nice-
churn is very, like, that's the most consistent ASMR in my life.
Yeah.
I have one in my kitchen. I have one in each of the girls' rooms. I have one here in the shop. Like, I can't put one in my bedroom. I'm afraid I'd pee the bed.
That's a valid fear.
I feel like it would be like somebody putting my hand in hot water. I'm not willing to go that far. But when I'm cooking, it's a great sound.
It's fantastic. It adds character to the shop, which is why I brought it in for store lore. I grew up with fish tanks as well. My dad had, I want to say that's a 50 gal.
That's a 50 gallon.
So I think we had close to a 50 gallon tank, and we had plecostomus, and we had bala sharks and all those things.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. We would just sit there, lights out, and just stare
Look
at it
at it.
at times. It was
I'm
beautiful.
working my way up to a saltwater tank.
Oh yeah, because that's a whole new
Dude, that's,
deal, right?
You have got to be scientific with how you take care of a saltwater tank. Like, you drop the wrong kind of food in there and instantly like, oh, you killed everything. Or like you screwed up the ecosystem and now there's algae growing everywhere. You have to be like really on point with it. I am not that disciplined.
Well, I think part of it too is the constant attention, right?
Not enough hours in a day for another fish tank. Right?
Yeah. No, that makes
in
sense.
In time.
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's a blue and orange thing that's only like $40 at the store over here. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the most beautiful fish I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to have that at home one day just so I can stare at this like, it's so beautiful. I got some kind of dragon something fish. It's rad. I'll find it for next time.
Yeah.
Blue and orange, and it's got also like a little weird bulbous eyes, and it's just a weird looking thing.
So if you want to support Mike and his weird blue dragonfish, Patreon, baby. Get on it. Patreon, support us.
I didn't say it earlier, but thank you. For real.
Yeah.
I see you. I hear you. We appreciate. It goes a long way towards making this possible.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's hit our main topic. We're going to put Jaime in the hot seat here. We've got a few questions. If you guys got stuff to fire at him too.
Buckle your safety belts.
Make my day. Make my
Here we
day.
go. So, can you give us a little overview with your experience of games and board games? Tell us your background in this. Like, what did you grow up playing? What do you personally enjoy? Obviously, Monopoly is a point of contention where many were destroyed, as in most homes, I feel like. But tell me a little bit about your background in games.
It was parquet, you know. What do you call that, parquet?
Parcheesi.
Parcheesi.
Yeah.
Parcheesi, yeah.
Dominoes.
Dominoes.
We love dominoes.
Yeah.
Dominoes is like a national game over there in Colombia.
Yeah.
Everybody plays that. We didn't have card games because they were not. I mean, there was dice, but it was only for parquet and dominoes, and that was it. The
Wait.
rest?
Rummy Cube. You taught me that as
Rummy
a kid.
Cube, yeah.
No, but that was after.
That's after
you were born. When you were there, you don't spend time in the house playing anything.
That's true.
You were playing outside, running around the block, kicking the ball, playing baseball. We used to take a broom and we take a bottle from beer or something, and you had a team. You know, you had first base, second base, catcher, and you learn how to throw that bottle cap. And the bottle cap, you were a pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
okay.
and you will go, and that thing,
You
go.
kind of you spin it like a disc almost? Like
you spin it, you can flip it, you can do a lot of things when you learn how to play the thing. And the thing is that when you hit that thing, because a broom, it's not bigger than, 2 inches,
Yeah.
and you hit it, it goes flying, okay? The thing is to catch it, because you have to watch it. If you
that's
don't
gotta be
miss
so
I don't even
hard.
think I could see
No,
that.
how do you see that?
you can hit your eye, and a lot of people lost the eyes. We used to call it tapita. And that was a favorite game. If it wasn't baseball, but we played that thing in the streets.
Yeah.
And the street, you know how the streets are it's very
Like one lane.
narrow, and we used to play that thing all the time. It was different times. I didn't have time. The TV started at 6 o'clock. And you see a little circle with some star, and you will go and you have to watch that thing until maybe 7, 8 o'clock, and then it got dark. Because it's like this, And then the signal will come from Bogota to Cartagena, and it will last like maybe 9 o'clock, 2 hours. And the family room will be, because we were one of the first ones to have TVs, and they will come to the house to watch it. Everybody in the neighborhood, let's go to Jaime to watch it. I said, no, chill, I'm going to a movie.
It's watch parties before it existed.
Right.
Well, I said, I'm going to the movies, And all the movies was dubbed, in Spanish. So you will see Michael Douglas or the other one in Spanish, say,
I speak Spanish now.
Yeah, all three of you guys do. And I failed and dropped Spanish in high school, so I apologize. There we go. Yep. Sorry.
That's okay. Michael failed calculus. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Time
What do
out.
you got?
Time out.
What do you got?
Michael did fail calculus. This is true. You can ask him. He failed. Okay. But Michael also just accomplished a feat that I have not and probably never will. He just finished all his coursework for his associate's degree. Let's go!
Thank you.
dude.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's
man.
huge. That's not a hobby highlight. That's a life.
That's a life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a life
fantastic.
achievement.
Yeah, so good
is.
on you, Michael.
Thank you all. Thank you.
I don't see myself doing that.
How do you feel? How do you
was-
feel?
It's funny. I think the first thing that comes to mind is like I'm so relieved.
Yeah.
Like just oh man, that like I always joke with Mike and like one of my things that I hate the worst is school. And it's just,
I'm right there with you, man. I hated it.
you know, it's nothing about like the teachers or the people or like the atmosphere. It's just for me, it was always like, oh man, this sucks. I can be going, you know, as a kid, I was like, I could be at home playing video games. And as an adult, I was like, I could be working and making money or something.
Yeah.
So it was, and just with life events and whatnot, it was like truthfully like, oh, cool. It's either I go school straight out of high school or I don't see myself like doing it all. So yeah, I was like, you know, just get it done, and now that I have my associates, I can hard end line, so I can finally take a break, and then go back to school next year for the bachelor's. But yeah, I am so relieved to be finally done.
That's
That's good.
phenomenal,
That's good.
Michael. Yeah,
real. Good
we're
job.
all so honestly so proud of you,
I'm
man.
proud. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Shout out to JD John, the one
Yep.
we just
Yeah.
referenced, because he was, like I said, he was a professor of mine, I think, for 3 different courses. Made the whole experience infinitely better. I would wake up in the morning and be like, I got to go to school. And then I was like, oh, no, but, you know, it's JD's class. No, this is not that bad. And then, boom. So, yeah. It
That's
was,
rad, man. Congrats.
Yes, thank you. It's
And now
again,
you've got the summer.
Yes.
Summertime. Man.
But yeah, I cannot emphasize how much, like, how relieved I am that I am finally done.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. So then, Mike, growing up, did you guys you had Monopoly in the house? Did you guys have other board games, or obviously you're playing
Growing up,
dominoes?
I remember.
other
So
basic-
I didn't play dominoes. I think I learned dominoes and it just didn't work for me. Like I'm unexcited by this as a kid. But we played Rummy Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Rummy Cube as a kid. Monopoly was super contentious in our house. Legitimately, like at least 5 boards ripped in half. If I had been a little bit more pirate mouthed at the time,
You
I
call
probably
me a
would have
thief.
been. Like,
I'm not being a thief.
it's yeah.
You sold me that area. No, I didn't.
Yeah. There's a lot of semantics. There's a lot of semantics to our early gaming life.
so good.
What else did we play? He taught me how to play poker. That would have been later in life. I don't remember, but I learned to play poker from Jaime. Ooh, here's a good one. I don't remember when it happened. Do you remember when we were in Vegas? We went to Vegas one time. I don't remember when. I was probably in my 20s.
Okay.
We decide we're going to go post up in a poker room. He's sitting at one table. I'm sitting at a separate table. We've been playing for like 2 hours. I look at my opening hand. Okay. I'm lazy with poker. I play knowing like I got $100 buy-in. If I lose it, whatever. I'm having fun. I kept something I shouldn't have, but I had like suited. I had like a 6-7 it was I had a 10 jack of spades. Right. I see the flop. This is Texas Hold'em for those who know. I see the flop, and on the flop, I catch 2 cards to my straight flush. So I think I was looking for the queen. I had like an open-ended straight draw. So I start betting in, and somebody's in the pot with me, and okay, I'm betting in, and like, okay, this is going somewhere. Cool. On the river, I catch a straight flush to the queen, meaning every card, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, all of them suited up spades. This can only be beat by one hand in poker, by a royal flush. Oh, no, I guess a king high would have done it. Literally 2 hands in poker would have beat this. Okay? So, cool, I'm feeling good. I bet in. Sure enough, I take the pot. With this was the dope hand that the room had seen for the evening. Cool. This is like a $300-400 pot easy, which to me is big money when I bought in for $100, you know? Not 15 minutes later, he pulls a straight flush to the king. It was the most baller thing. Like, you see me go nuts at one table, and then 15 later, the next table, my dad has the same hand, but a card better. It was baller. We were floating in Vegas that night. It was rad.
But it was funny because That was New Year's Eve.
New Year's, we were there
wow.
with John
That shit-
Zeman. John
that shit
Zeman, big
was-
shout out.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And this guy, they were face. They were sleeping. I think that they were, like 4 or 5 in one
It was,
bedroom.
hold on, it was me, Nick White, shout out if you ever hear this, John Zeman, much love, and there was one more person with us that dipped out before the end of the night.
And we are in the Golden Nugget. Piece
Yeah!
of shit.
Oh, the old
OG
school.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh,
old school.
and we were staying there and the room flooded and all that.
And we,
All the memories are flooding back to Mike right
man.
now.
I go, okay, you guys are half of the people were fucking shithead. They're sleeping.
It's New Year's.
New Year,
It's New
they were-
Year's in Old Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like the
Don't-
Golden
I don't
Nugget.
like
Fremont
the strip.
Street.
We were playing and drinking and they like dancing and whatever. They go, I said, I'm going to sleep. It's like 3 o'clock or whatever. I go lay down. All of a sudden I hear and
a
I
fish
go
tank.
like, I open the window and it's pouring. He says, shit, it's raining. And I shut up, shut up.
We're tired. We're hungover. Leave me alone. It's raining.
And I lay down again, and I still keep going. Like, why does it sound like
It
Hey,
sounds
guys,
like it's raining
it's
inside.
raining?
What is going
He said,
on?
what do you want me to do? You said, go to sleep. Shit. Then I said, okay, I'm going to turn the light. The guy we were in the second floor, and the guy on the 5th floor fall asleep in the top. Okay?
And he's flooding.
And it's it's like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning.
And it's not just in the bathroom. It's pouring the bathroom and in the main room. Like
Because he just
on
went to
our
the
stuff.
bathroom. He went there, and he went here, and he went there. And we had some camera that got damaged.
Yeah.
And at 4 o'clock in the morning, we go, okay, shit, there's water coming down. What do you mean? Yeah. So they come in, yes, water coming down. So what you going to do? Oh, we have to wait until somebody moves so we can move you over there.
They did nothing. Like
did
that.
nothing.
If anything, I
They
sorry. I refuse to go back to
I
Old
don't go-
Vegas.
I
I
never
don't
went
mess
back.
with Fremont Street or the Golden Nugget anymore because of that experience. Because they were just like, oh, by the way, sorry, we don't care.
Yeah.
Not our problem. And it's like,
He
how's
said,
it
you
not
don't
your
want to
problem?
even comp?
They didn't compass anything.
Nothing.
They didn't care that they had killed my camera. Like I had a digital
Oh my
camera.
gosh.
Broken. Didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Screw you too. But it was still a blast. Like
Yeah.
Vegas, New Year's,
Oh, the two hands
two
going
like
boom.
straight flushes
Yeah.
back to back. The fact that I'm remembering this half a lifetime later, having
Yeah.
forgot it 5 times over, that's great.
That's fantastic. I love it. See, that's game stories right there on a new level.
That was funny.
Well, speaking of stories, then, because it's funny, I feel like the main topic's forming in a very fun way of how this is going to work, but it may just be this hodgepodge of just different fun questions. But I have one that I've been dying to ask.
Okay.
What was Mike like as a kid?
Oh God.
No one, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. The salt factor he has, the snarky kind of like attitude, fun,
No,
was
that's
he
later
like
on.
that as a kid?
He got it from me.
Okay.
No, I got jaded later in life. I was a fun kid.
Yeah,
I
what
was
was-
happy. I was happy till high school.
Until you went and you got up with what that what the heck was
There's the
that thing and he went crazy. He went like the little
Oh,
he went
man.
around. He took his head going to Brophy. He took his head.
You went to Brophy?
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
fucking expensive. I used to suffer every month with that shit. He shaved his head
Oh, that's an interesting point of contention too.
Yeah, what?
because he was not allowed to.
This was a turning point. This was legitimately like a formative moment in my life
To shave his head.
for the notion, like it probably took me longer than that moment to really digest it. But life lesson learned that different things to different people and the weight of things for different people. It was a Halloween. I was going as Sinead O'Connor for Halloween.
My God.
And I shaved my head at the Halloween party. I shaved my
what's her
head.
name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
I shaved my head at the Halloween party
Okay.
and got back from the Halloween party to the
face.
I wasn't face. I didn't drink at the time. The fuck are you talking about? I was straight edge all the way through high school.
Okay.
Yes. My first vice was women. All right. Anyways.
See, he wasn't drunk. He was just stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, you said
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I shaved my head, got home that night, and oh my God, the travesty that I had shaved my head, which will grow back in a fucking month. But oh my God, I can appreciate as a parent, as an adult now, I can appreciate the thought process that I was fighting against was with my dad's upbringing in Colombia, the only people that shaved their head was straight up convicts. It was a lice
The
problem.
first thing
That's the
that they
only reason you'd shave your head. And so for him,
Because you
there's a
have
really
lice and
negative
underneath it.
association.
Yep.
As an adult, I can appreciate this now. As a 16-year-old kid,
It was.
fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Like, I'm listening to Rage Against the Machine, and I'm shaving my fucking head. That said, I have not had more than an inch of hair on my head since that day.
Wow.
Because that was, I shaved it after I had long hair.
Wait. I was going to ask, what was your hair like before? Was it,
Yeah, it
was it
was-
long?
I had hair like his length. I never liked
Oh,
it because
okay. We didn't have Michael's
I don't
fro.
get the fro. If I got his fro, I'd be like, yeah,
Rock
man.
it,
Oh, yeah. No, I get this wavy doodle nonsense that don't wave.
It never saw me when I was in the 70s. The mud squat.
Yeah.
With the big bell bottom, in New York.
Yeah.
I was like that.
Styling.
That's awesome.
Folks, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Funkatronic Rex podcast. With the amount of fun that we had with Jaime, Mike's dad, we are going to split this episode into 2 parts. I'm going to release part 2 of this episode in between episodes 6 and 7, so we will continue our regularly scheduled release for the next episode. We didn't want to cut too much, and we wanted to let him shine through on this episode for how important he is and how fun this episode truly was to record. So we will release part 2 the following week, and then get back with the Funkatronic Rex podcast, episode 7, in the next week. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Dude, you don't have to do the sound. It already does that. Out.
But here's a fun little teaser of a few things to come in part 2 of this episode.
I know at this point, there's some games I'd never try to table with you. Catan, you'd be good at. It's another, we wheel and deal, but it's more finite than Monopoly. It's not going to go for 4 hours. That ends in an hour.
Especially if you got the Don Quixote card and you just win. We're going to test a little bit of what you do know as far as specific games that we play. So let me ask you this. What does it mean, or what do you think it means, to tap a land in Magic the Gathering? Next one. When you hear the game Warhammer 40K or Warhammer 40,000, what do you think the 40,000 or 40K is referring to?
Your bad deck ideas keep selling.
Yeah.
Because he sold 2 more bad decks out of the case. It's like, they're not bad. You just got to put time into them.